Hi guys, welcome to today's session. We're going to be recapping all the colourable patterns. So without further ado, let's get going.
Hi guys, welcome to today's lesson. So we're going to be going a recap just from white belt all the way up to black tip. So the first one is chon-ji. So the only two stances there is a walking stance, so it's 50-50, and an L stance, which is 70-30. From there you've got the four-fist punch, middle four-fist punch. So if you remember to twist at the end and not in the middle. Yeah. Low outer form block, which is 20 centimeters away from the thigh. You've got the middle in that form block in L stance. So middle, remember, fingers in line with the shoulders, forearms on your chest line, and then the straight line from your knuckles down to your front toe. So as you remember, walking stance, when it's 50-50, the knees slightly bent in line with the heel, so it never goes past the heel, and back foot out 25 degrees, nice and straight. L stance, 70-30, 70 on the back leg, 30 on the front. Back knee in line with the toes, front knee in line with the heel, in a straight line going from your toe to your heel, with a 2.5 gap from heel to heel. So that's your L stance. Then you've got your dangun, which is your next one, so your chon-ji's 90 moves. Dangun 21, so you've got left hand garden block in L stance. Same again, fingers in line with the shoulders, left hand on your chest line. Your fingers on the other hand is in line with the chest line, and your knife hands on the solar plexus with a 3 centimeter gap running through the middle. Next you've got twin form block, Sam Maggie in L stance. So same again, it's the middle outer form block, so shoulder knuckles, outer form chest, it's high bison block, so 7 centimeters away from the thigh, from the forehead, sorry, or fist length. So it's making sure it's above the forehead, slightly angled with the outer form and not the veins. And for this one, the middle block comes from the inside because that's the primary block. The outer form is secondary block. Then you've got low block, high rising block, and continuous motion. So continuous motion is 2 full moves, 2 full sine waves in 1 breath. So it's important you go from half side facing, relaxed full facing, remembering that crosses at the rib cage, and up and then down, so you end up full facing for the high rising blocks. So when low knife hand comes from rib cage, a high rising block comes from rib cage, and your hooking block comes from rib cage. So there's only a few that come from your rib cage, the rest come from either your chest or crossing the solar plexus. Next, we've got left hand side strike in L stance. So the hand's slightly lower than the shoulder, so you get that slight downward motion. So that's dangun. Next, it's dosan. So dosan, we've got 24 moves. First move, high side block. So it's important when you do your first move that you're half side facing. So as soon as next you relax, you go full facing. Relax the hand and up, down, so you end up going full facing. So it's important you see the half side facing to the full facing. Next, when you do a step turn, your foot comes in on the centre line, 1 foot length, and then on the ball of the foot. Then you pivot and turn, because a lot of people, when they're here, they start turning the foot straight away. So it's important you bring the foot in, still facing that way, then pivot and do your high side block. Then, after your left hand garden block, you've got fingertip thrust, sun-sungo tulgi. So you're using the 3 fingers to attack. So remember, a thrust's to cut the vital spot, a strike is to break, and a punch is for hemorrhage. After that, you've got jack and sauté, release move. So if you're going from a walking stance, up on your tiptoes, into a sitting stance, and turning the hand so it's slightly coming forward and across. So you're releasing somebody's grab. Next is back fist. So sometimes when I say back fist, the elbow's out. It's important when a back fist strike, the elbow's in, because if it's out, then it's a block. You strike, so you get that slide outward. So it's high section. So your knuckles are aiming for the temple. The next, wedging block. So you've got to come up and forward. Somebody's going to grab you against the throat. You've got to imagine you're coming up through the middle and then forward. So your hands in line with your eyes, your forearms are slightly out, your elbows are slightly out. And next, middle front snap kick. So you've only got 2 middle front snap kicks in club belt patterns, which is Dosan and Tiege. The rest are all low. And then from there, 2 fast motion punches. So fast motion is 2 moves the same speed as 1. So it's important, once the back foot must stay on the floor for the first punch or you kick. You come down, 1, the heel's on the floor, and then straight leg up, down 2. Because a lot of people when they kick, the foot's still off the floor when they're doing the first one, then lands for the second one. So you must finish the first one, heel on the floor, then straight up and down. So it's just half the same wave. And same the other way. Then finish off with knife hand side strike, but in sitting stance and in soggy. And then when you come across, the foot comes across, and then you just transfer the weight to the other hand. So you're coming across, relax, yeah, so it's crossing on the chest line and coming straight across. So that's Dosan. Next, Wanyo. So Wanyo is 28 moves. So starting position is more Choong-Moo, which is 30 centimeters away from the philtrum. Your knuckles in from there are inside. Your other knuckles on your top, and the first one's inside. And it's just placed across because everybody's knuckles are different. Yeah, so it's just so it can go across. So it's 30 centimeters. If you're doing your twin forearm, first move. Once you're doing your first move, you relax, but just so that in slightly line, and then from there, inward knife hand. So it's fingers in line with the eyes, knife hand on the chest line. The opposite hand, the fists on the side fists, the other shoulder and the 3 centimeter gap. So it should never be touching. It's for reaction. And then a side punch in fixed stance. So fixed stance is 1 foot more than L stance. So, but then turns to 50-50. So you're going 70-30, 70-30, and 50-50. So you've got to punch from the hip, from here, so you get that backward motion, slight backward motion, but never foot to foot. From here, about a half shoulder, so it works together. 1, 2. And from next there, bring the right foot in. So in Wanyo, when you're doing the bending stance, you come from fixed. From here, you've got to create the same wave because you've stopped. So it's down, up, down. So your back foot's 15, turned in 15. The other foot, the knee, the foot sword, the heel is in line with the knee, for your supporting foot. So it's a bending stance. So it's important you bend. And middle side kick. So remember when you do middle side kick, your foot's in line with your shoulder, followed by a high punch. So all the kicks, except the warang, where it's a pulling motion. If it's yop chadrugi, side piercing kick, it means with a punch. So The reason it's called Yapchadurugi, yeah, side piercing kick. From there, if you land, you've still got the punch to finish with. So you're not just placing your hands at the side, it's coming along your leg. Then you land full sine wave. So after every kick, it's important you do a full sine wave. So kick, full sine wave to prepare, or knife hand in one of your case. And from there, next new move is Delirium Maki in walking stance. So Delirium Maki, body's half side facing, fits the shoulder slightly lower, and knuckles in the shoulder, and the forearms on the chest line. So you never go lower than the knee, the supporting leg, with this hand, yeah? So 1, 2. So the body ends up half side facing. And then you do side kick with your right leg. Once you've done your second side kick, you place the foot behind, so your toes in line with the heel, about half a shoulder width. So it's not foot to foot, yeah, it's slightly behind, and then you pivot, turn, L stance and form ground block, and then L stance. So that's important, you place that foot slightly behind and not foot to foot. So that's one yo. Let's get a quick drink. Next is Yulgok. So Yulgok is 38 moves. So Yulgok's the highest pattern, highest number of movements out of all the coloured patterns. So that 38 is your highest one you do. So your first move, so you start from power ready stance, it comes across. So it comes across in a sort of arc, so using both hands, set it across. So it's on your shoulder line because it's a measurement, and then the two punches in fast motion on your centre line. And then when you come across, from there, comes in, and slight cross. Yeah, so it continues on over, yeah, and not straight up. And then two fast motion punches. Then you've got your middle block, so it's important that this is middle, because in some books it does say it's high. So, got to remember, it's a middle in a form block. And then from snap kick, double punch, in fast motion. Same the other way. So once you've done your second punch, from here it's Golcho Maki. So Golcho Maki crosses the rib cage, but also crosses with a side fist, not the wrist, so you're not going a full circle from here, and it's just a natural movement. So from here, it's just a natural movement, not a powerful, because you're aiming to grab, you're not aiming to bounce it. So it's important, it's a more natural movement. And this is the next one where people get confused in the connecting motion. So connecting motion is one sine wave, one breath, two moves. So I'm half side facing, I'll relax, go full facing, up, half side facing, full facing. Yeah, from there, relax, full facing, up, half facing, full facing. See? Yeah, so that's connecting motion. From there, after you've done your side kick with your left leg, you come down in a walking stance, front elbow, so your fists is facing, the side fist facing forward, and you just place there, so your hands just on it near your elbow. So it's tucked in, so it's for the reaction. So you're grabbing somebody's head, pulling it in. And the same the other way, and you do Sang Tongkal Maki. So same principle as Sang Pong Maki. You're just moving the hands, so you're blocking with a knife hand as opposed to the fist. And then after that, you do same two moves as Dosan, high side block, reverse punch, high side block, reverse punch. Then you jump in Kawachasagi. This is where I see loads of mistakes, especially in the books as well, because you've got to remember it's 90-10. So when you jump in, especially this one's for Yulgok's for distance, you finish with your front foot about 15 degrees, not facing forward, about 15, and then you place your foot behind, so your toe ends up in line with the heel and just slightly out. Yeah, so not forward, because then you would lose balance. So from here, it's important you get that 90-10, so the body finishes half side facing with the back fist slightly angled out, aim for the temple. And then last two moves, you do Dupont Maki, so double forearm. So there's two purposes behind Dupont Maki. This one's high section, one is aimed for a smaller person to give it a more push, but also from here, when you finish it, your little finger's in line with an elbow, but not touching. But also this is from here, the second application for it is from there you're able to shift back or to move into a lower form block if somebody's at the side doing a front snap kick. So the first one is to give you a bit more push for a smaller person to give more power, and the second application is obviously for able to switch into lower form block. So that's your gok. Next, Tege. So Tege, starting movement is much from your B. So you've done A, which is 30. You're doing B now, which is 15 from the umbilicus. So first move, you go into L stance, reverse knife hand, middle reverse knife hand. So it's important you get the thumb touching the base of the little finger, because so you're blocking with a reverse knife hand. Because some people just put it half across, so it must touch the base of the little finger. So you're blocking with a reverse knife hand. Next you do a side front snap kick. So the difference between a front snap kick and a side front snap kick, a front snap kick, your supporting foot's facing forward. So you'll see a lot of people, as soon as they kick, the foot turns. So that means they're doing a side front snap kick. So front snap kick, foot's facing forward. But a side front snap kick, see from L stance, foot's 15 and just comes up and kicks. So that's a side front snap kick. Then you do palm over block and rear foot stance. So rear foot stance and X stance are the only two stances that are 90-10. It doesn't tell you in the book, but these two stances are 90-10. Back foot's 15, front foot's 25. Your heels just running along the same side as your supporting leg. Yeah. Heels slightly off the floor. Not this, there's a slide. So you're coming up. So the palm comes upwards, relaxed fist comes up, finishes on the chest line in line with the solar plexus. So you're blocking with the palm. So this is for springing. So you're springing the arm up of the attacker. Next, you do a knife hand guarding block in L stance. Then you come back and do upward elbow. So it's full facing, the elbow's facing up, and the fist, knuckles are facing up. So it's not a back elbow strike where the side fist facing up. This is upward elbow, so the knuckles are facing up. So you block somebody, so you're inside their foot, you have to come outside, the back to come outside, so the application, so you're doing the upper elbow to the jaw. Next, the Choong-Moo twin vertical punch. So from here, the knuckles are for the cheekbones, if it's the same size, but a bit taller person is for the jaw. But if you practice this technique, it's quite hard to hit the jaw with your knuckles. The next is twin upset punch, so Dwichibo-jugi. Same again, for this one application, fists are slightly out because you've got two opponents, so it can be either for one person or two. And the fists are slightly higher than the elbow, so you're getting that slight upward motion and not straight, you're getting that slight upward motion. Same again, you don't go too far back. From there, just nice and relaxed, little circle, and then come in. So you're not going too far out. More natural. Then you turn around, do a spot turn, X-fist rise and block. So this is an X-fist rise and block, not a check and block. So you don't go straight, you cross at the solar plexus and then come up. So it's X-fist rise and block. So it crosses at the solar plexus and then comes up. Next is a back fist and L stance, sorry. The next movement, you have to imagine somebody's grabbing a hold of you. So you have to see, you have to see the application for the technique. Because a lot of people, you've got to remember, you're going from L stance and walking, so only do a little bit of movement and just do that. So you've got to think to yourself, would that work? If somebody's going to grab me, would that work? So the difference between the L stance, which is a nice straight line from your toe to your heel, to a walking stance, which is one shoulder, is quite a big distance. So you're going full facing. So you have to use both hands, relax, and pull down. So the fists, the fingers point up. So you're going cutting down, yeah? So you've got to imagine somebody's there, and then high punch and fast motion. So you have to shift that front foot. pardon me. Next is walking stance, double forearm, then L stance punch. So this is an L stance, not fixed stance. Once you've done your second side kick, you land in forearm arm block. You do palm pressing in natural sogi in lower stance. So lower stance is 1 foot length more than a walking stance, so it's that longer. So when you're doing a palm pressing block, from here, relax. You go full facing, all the way goes on the supporting foot. Hands nice and in a relaxed position, not too far up, yeah? Just nice and relaxed. From there, when you cross, the hands cross about the umbilicus and then turn down. So this is the palm pressing block, this is the palm upwards block. So this finishes on your chest line, your abdomen. This finishes on the chest line, solar plexus. Yes, so you must cross. So that's in slow motion. So slow motion's about count to 4. Next, it's angle punch. So when you bring the left foot in, sorry, the hand comes back from there. So timing is really important. So your fist finishes on your chest line. Yeah. Hands about in line with your solar plexus. So you don't drop the hand too much, don't have it too far, just nice and relaxed, so it's about solar plexus height, but in line with your chest. And next you do fixed stance, U-shaped block. So when you do U-shaped block, both hands, preparation, are facing up. Your bottom hand comes straight across, elbow tucked in, and your opposite hand comes along your forehead. So that gets a twist, so both hands facing up, that just turns and that comes in. So that's take A. So that's 37 moves. Next, pardon me, that's Jungun, sorry, not take A. That's Jungun, which is 32 moves. Next is take A, or Taige, which is 37. Yeah, so you're going from Yulgok 38 to 32 in Jungun, up to take A, which is 37. So it's the same as Jungun, Moshumi B, 15 centimeters from the umbilicus. So once you've done your first move, which is the middle in that form block, the next you go in the walking stance, upset fingertip. So from here you relax the elbows down, never up because I'm tense, just nice and relaxed, and it goes down and finishes on the centre line. So you're going from the lower abdomen. So same again, using the 3 fingers because the fingertip thrust. Pardon me. The next slow motion is side back fist. So this elbow is slightly down. The eyes, the knuckles inside line with the eyes, fist slightly angled. So you're hitting the back fist, you're not there, slightly angled. And the other hand's just out to the side. Not completely locked straight, but just to the side. Then same the other way. Then you do extra pressing block, which from there comes from natural position, comes down, extra pressing block, relax, up, down, vertical punch. So that's continuous. So remember, same as Dan Gunn, 2 full moves, 2 full sine waves in 1 breath. Next, middle front snap kick. So like I said, Dosan and Taige are the only 2 patterns in the colour belt. The middle front snap kick. Then you land right punch, then full sine wave, left punch. So the 2 single movements, they're not fast motion punches, it's 2 single punches. And then you come in with your left foot, side elbow. So make sure that from here, it crosses and then comes in, comes out. So you cross, and you're not just going straight back to the side, not to the back side. And next, sitting stance, San Palmok. So W-shaped block. So you've got Sang Palmok, and then San, S-E-N, which is W-shaped block. So it's sitting stance, so just making sure that your feet facing forward, knees slightly bent, fists are aligned with the eyes, so you get that slight W shape. And from there, when you're twisting, it's all in the hips, so your foot comes up, but never higher than the supporting knee. So not here, just comes up and then twists. So your hands are staying the same. So you come up to the side and then twists. Make sure you finish in sitting stance. Then you've got your L stance pushing block, double form pushing block, so it's Miyomaki. Then you slip the front foot, grab the head, and upward kick with the knee. So the hands don't come lower, no lower than the solar plexus. So you knock down here, from here, to there. And then land, turn, left hand garden block. And after you save from the snap kick, flat fingertip. So there your 3 fingertips that you need to know. Sunset Kotori, Dwitchy Bow, and a pun. Then from there, when you step back with your right leg, this is a back fist and this is a low block. So where the first 2, that's a back fist and just a hand to the side. This one's, you just step back, no slide or shift. And from there, not out your body frame, just in your, still in your body frame so you can see it out the back, the corner of your eye. Your knuckles slightly angled, and this is a lower form block on your chest line. The next one is a jump. So where in you've got it's for distance, this one's for height. So it's finishing, or your next stance back nice and straight, so you're not leaning over, nice and straight, 90-10. So the foot's behind. Pardon me. Then from there, you turn around, do circular block. So remember, I forgot to say, in circular block, the back hand, the blocking hands in line with the back foot. So 25. So not over here, still staying in your body frame. It's very few blocks that are out your body frame. Most of them are in your body frame. Pardon me, just get a drink. So next, we've got Warang, which is 29 moves. So your start position is much from your sorry C. So by this time we've done A, B, C, 30, 15, and then 10. So your index fingers will across your index finger, like so. So your first move is palm push and block, Sambarak Miyomaki, so it's on your shoulder line. Then next is 2 single punches. Try not to get in the habit of making them look like fast motion, it's 2 single motion punches. Then you do your twin forearm, and then next you relax, do your upward punch, same again, the side fits, line with your shoulder 3 centimeters, so it should never be touching. And then next, you do a sliding in fixed stance and the punch. So you're doing a middle punch in fixed stance, sliding. So sliding is one of your shoulder lengths, not anybody else's, it's one of your shoulder lengths for the distance. And then next you go in Sujuksori, which is vertical stance. And that's 60-40. Hands come down. So this comes from the outside, not the inside there. From here, pull in on the outside, so it's in for the clavicle. After you've done your lower to form block, next is a middle punch in walking stance. So when you pull in, so from here you're in walking stance, full facing, you pull in. So when you pull in, the back foot's off, the heel's off the floor, and it ends up on your right chest line. So you're nice and relaxed. Next, when you pull in, you only pull between the rib cage and the shoulder and the chest line, the chest. Not to the opposite hip, which I see loads. You must come from here, I'll show this here, and then pull, side kick. So you pull in from here, 1, and then left hand side strike. So it's only pulling there, because if you think, if I pull too far to the hip, my top half's going that way, and my bottom half's going that way, so it ends up being a back kick. So from there, just 1 and 2 and 3, left hand side strike. Pardon me. And then next, once you've done your left hand garden block, step forward, finger to thrust towards E, and you turn, so you're towards F, and left hand garden block. 2 high turning kicks. So a high turning kick is 75, and a middle turning kick is 45. So the angle is different because of the apex of the kick. So 45 for the middle turning kick, but these two are high section, 75. Next, once you've done your low block, you pull the front foot back in L stance, into a punch, which is facing the direction of the front foot. So if you're doing a obverse punch and walking stance and a reverse punch and walking stance, your front hands are obverse, barrow, and your back hands obverse, which is bandai. But when you change to an L stance, fixed stance, it changes. So your front hand is reverse, bandai, and your back hand's barrow. So it's your understanding, if somebody says step forward and walking stance, that's foot, barrow and bandai, but L stance, it's the opposite way. Then you've done your extra pressing block once you've done the third punch, and then you slide. So when you slide along, you're sliding along the line with your back foot. Pardon me, yeah? So from there, you're sliding along, so you end up in L stance, facing the way of the elbow. Then you turn. So once you've turned, keep your feet on the floor. Don't make an extra sine wave and come up and down. It just slides along the floor. 1, so it's enabling eyes. Cross 2. And then land, L stance, knife hand, garden block. L stance, knife hand, garden block. So that's your 29 moves of Warang. Next, your last one is Choong-Moo. So Choong-Moo is 30. So by now, you know all of them. So 19, 21, 24, 28, 38, 32, 37, 29 and 30. So your first move in Choong-Moo is twin knife hand. Your next move when you're stepping forward in walking stance is a front strike and up Tuigi, and the opposite hand just comes down as a reaction. It has no purpose. As long as you make sure the fingers in line with the eyes and the knife hands on the centre line. Because it's an up Tuigi, front strike. Then you do knife hand garden block, then you got your flat fingertip, you've got your knife hand garden block again, your bending stance, your side kick, your land, knife hand garden block. For this one, depending on age, if you're a young whippersnapper, from here you step forward, so your foot's still facing 15, I step forward, maybe it's about half a shoulder width. So I step forward, throw the left leg up, and throw the right leg up, this jumping side kick, yeah? So up, 1, 2, and then land in knife hand. But if you can't do the punch, if the side kick, the flying side kick, and you've got bad knees, bad hips, don't worry. From there, as long as you get this step right, you step, you can just come in, even just a low side kick, and then land knife hand garden block. So don't worry, don't let it put you off. And next is L stance, lock or form block. So it's an L stance, not in walking. You step the front foot grab, upward kick to the knee, but this time you do reverse knife hand. So when you do reverse knife hand, slightly angled down, so you're using the side of the fist, the side of the hand, and it's on your chest line, sorry, centre line. So it finishes on your centre line, so it's aim for the carotid artery. So your next 3 kicks is a high turning kick, a middle back kick, and a middle turning kick. So you're going 75, shoulder line, 45. Once you've done your back kick though, so you've done from there you've done your right turning kick, your left back kick, you land in forearm garden block, non-knife hand. This is the only one where it's forearm, the rest are all knife hand. So you've done your middle turning kick, foot down, step forward, U-shaped block, and same again. If you're young and you've got no problems, you can jump up, land knife hand. Same again if you're older, got bad knees, bad hips, from there just turn around and land in L stance knife hand garden block. Don't let it put you off. You can't be penalised. From there, upset fingertip. So this is different from compared to Taegye. The front foot shifts back. So it's done like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So half a sine wave. And then fingertip thrust. And once you've done your double form, high section, you're here. You step forward in a sitting stance. This is an up maki. So where you've done an up 2E, front strike, this is a front block in the middle. It's the middle section, it's your shoulder. And then back fist. These 2 moves are counted as one in the patterns when you're counting your movements, but they're done separately. So don't think it's 1, 2, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So your timing's still the same. Timing's really important. Once you've done your right side kick and then your left side kick, so your right side kick, you place your foot down, one full length stance, left half a stance, and then step forward, X fist, pardon me, X knife hand, check and block. So your fingers are in line with your shoulders, your knife hands on your chest line. So you're getting that slight upward motion, so you're grabbing the fist. And then from there, palm upwards block, in walking stance, turning, doing a high rising block, and then finishing with a punch. So that's recap from chon-ji all the way up. I hope I've covered everything as best as I can. Same again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a positive comment. If there's something you're not too sure on, just don't be afraid to ask. And always remember there's no such thing as a bad question. Yeah, so I want to be here to help. So if I can help you, I can. If I can't find out, if I haven't got the answer, I'll find it out for you. But don't be frightened to ask. It's really important to ask questions. So that's it for today. And I'll see you next time. Right, thank you very much. Bye.